BTS news today. The day started like a normal day for BTS fans, until a shocking news spread like a fire that burned a dry field. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS who is known to be strong, calm, and very protective of other members, reportedly stunned when he learned of Jimin's latest condition. It didn't take long for armies from all over the world to join in the surprise, anxious, and felt shaken after hearing the information that began to be crowded on social media. Jimin, the man with the warm smile and soft voice who has stolen the hearts of millions, known to experience conditions that surprise many, including the BTS members themselves. But it was Jungkook's reaction that drew the most attention. In a video that was leaked and spread through some huge fan bases, Jungkook seemed to stop talking, his eyes widened, and his body froze silently when he was told something related to Jimin. The camera that recorded the moment was not part of the official broadcast, but it seems to be taken discreetly in an unintentional moment of relaxation. The video was only 17 seconds long, but enough to make the ARMY world take a hit. What really happened to Jimin? What made Jungkook so devastated that he was seen hugging himself after hearing the news? Many speculations have emerged, starting from health issues to mental stress that Jimin may have experienced secretly all this time. However, to be sure, Jungkook's facial expression at that time was not acting. That is the sincerity of a friend, sister, and a fellow who so loved the man he referred to as someone who is always there when I need strength. In an interview a few months earlier, Jungkook once said that Jimin is the one who always holds his hand when he gets nervous, and that Jimin was the one who would secretly check on her when she wasn't feeling well. They are not just co-workers or members of a group, but two hearts that fill each other's emptiness. In the midst of the harsh world of entertainment that is sometimes full of invisible pressure, the official statement from Big Hit Music finally came after pressure from fans who wanted to know the truth. They mentioned that Jimin is currently recovering from a serious emotional condition. It takes time to regain mental stability. No further details were given, but the agency stated that Jimin is surrounded by love, professional support, and full attention from family and other BTS members. But this official statement did not completely ease the ARMY's concerns, especially after the appearance of testimonies from staff working close to BTS during their last activity before the members were drafted into the ARMY. According to an anonymous source interviewed by Korean media, Jimin looked very quiet, not laughing as much as usual, and often alone with headphones on and a face that is difficult to read. In fact, in the last training session before the long break of group activity, Jimin mentioned crying silently in the corner of the room after everyone left. For Jungkook, who has the deepest bond with Jimin, this news seemed to break his heart. He who has always appeared as a strong and passionate figure, suddenly a quiet figure for several days. According to an insider, Jungkook called his mother and said, "I'm afraid Jimin Hyung kept everything to himself for too long." This sentence became the center of discussion of many ARMY. He couldn't hold back his tears when he read it. Some fans even attributed Jimin's behavior changes some time ago as a missed signal. In his last live broadcast before the hiatus, Jimin had delivered ambiguous sentences. "I hope you can all be happier than me." At that time, fans thought it was just a form of humility, but now, that sentence felt like a silent cry from a wounded heart. Meanwhile, Jungkook is reportedly arranging a schedule so that he can visit Jimin in the near future. Although serving military duty, Jungkook is said to have asked for special permission to visit Jimin personally. Some sources state that Jungkook even wrote a handwritten letter given through staff to Jimin. It contains words of encouragement and promises that he will always be there for her. The letter, although not officially published, it was leaked and translated by ARMY International. In the letter, Jungkook wrote, "Hyung, you are the strongest, but also the softest. Don't let the world make you feel alone. We may not be able to talk to each other every day like we used to, but you're always on my mind. I'll come as soon as I can. Hang in there for me. For us. To all who love you." Those words were like such a deep injection of emotion for the fans. Many feel connected to Jungkook's feelings. Not a few soldiers who claim to feel the same way in their own lives. That is anxiety, fatigue, and fear of losing loved ones. Therefore, this news is not just about two K-pop stars. Rather, it is about a human being with a heart that can crack and needs strengthening. Social media is also full of hashtags #StayStrongJimin and #We'reWithYouJungkook. ARMY from different countries sending love messages, pictures, songs, and letters to show their support. There was even a fan from Brazil who painted a large mural with the image of Jimin and Jungkook against the background of the word, "You are not alone." In South Korea, fans organized a prayer evening and reflections for the mental health of their beloved artist. All of this shows the power of a community shaped by love for one thing. BTS to in this touching situation, one thing becomes clear: relationship between Jungkook and Jimin, much deeper than what is seen on stage. Behind the jokes, synchronous dances and smiles of the cameras, there are two souls who take care of each other. When one falls, the other will try to lift it back up, even if it means sacrificing his own comfort. Not long after the news spread, RM also appeared in a radio interview and delivered gentle words about Jimin. It says, "Jimin was always a little ray of light when the world was too dark. Now it's our turn to be a light for him." This statement makes the atmosphere even more emotional. Jimin, who has now completed part of his military service, it was even reported to have tried to arrange a discreet visit to where Jimin was. What happened to Jimin and Jungkook's reaction to him has opened a wide discussion about the importance of mental health, even among big idols who seem to have everything. They are not perfect robots. They are humans who can also feel tired, lonely, and scared. And when one of them falters, we see how true love and brotherhood are tested. Some cultural analysts suggest that this moment may be a turning point in the way the industry treats its artists. Tremendous pressure, high expectations, and a little breathing room are things that have long been talked about secretly. But when a figure like Jimin, who is known to be full of love and energy, can get to a point like this, then it's time for the world to really listen and act. Jungkook may have been dumbfounded by Jimin's condition, but more importantly, he didn't turn away. He was present. It acts. And this is where hope is born. Because when love between friends is so sincere, there are no wounds that cannot be healed. The days ahead will be a period of recovery. It's not just for Jim, but also for Jungkook and ARMY, who feel this emotional burden together. But in the storm, they all chose to stay together. As they always sing, "Even if I fall, I'll get up again. I'm not alone." And true, they are not alone. None of them are alone. Not Jimin. Jungkook. None of us to in the midst of overwhelming anxiety. Many fans began to re-explore Jimin and Jungkook's old moments, which now feel like they have a new meaning. Old video from BTS debut goes viral, especially the clip where Jimin is seen hugging Jungkook. He was very young and nervous for his first stage. It's like fate is turning. The more mature Jungkook tries to be a shoulder for the fragile Jimin. Many realize that Jimin is someone who is good at hiding his feelings. He is always seen smiling, hugging the members, and said that he was fine. But maybe, behind it all, there is a deep wound. There was a feeling of fatigue that he had only been able to suppress on his own. This is what makes Jungkook's reaction so powerful. Because only people who know Jimin very closely are, who is able to realize that behind the warm eyes, there are tears that have not yet fallen. According to several close people who did not want to be named, Jim has been very lonely lately. In fact, in one of the occasions a break during a workout, he just sat quietly staring at the floor, not answering the greeting, refused food offered by staff. When asked if he was tired, Jimin just smiled faintly and said, "I just want everyone to be happy, including you." A very Jimin sentence, always thinking of others above himself. Jungkook knows that. He knew how much of a burden Jimin was carrying. He knew Jimin often felt responsible for everything, on the success of the group, the feelings of the fans.